Hello everyone, welcome to e-learning of IT for 12th standard. This video is for 12th standard commerce students. We are discussing 5th chapter from syllabus, that is database concepts using LibreOffice Base. In last lecture we have discussed about a relational database model and different terminologies that are important in a relational model. So today we will discuss about keys in relational database. A tuple within a relation must be unique. What is a tuple? Tuple is nothing but a rows. Rows in a relation is nothing but a table. So table is consisting of a different columns and rows and columns. So rows are nothing but a tuples and columns are nothing but the attributes. So in a table, that is in a relation, every tuple should be unique. It means no two tuples in a relation should have the same values for all the attributes. That is, there should not be a duplication of data. No two records will be there having the same values for all the attributes. That is, there should be at least one attribute in which data is unique and not null. That is, suppose you have a relation that is a customer relation, then two customers may not have the same attributes, same values, that is all values are same, but instead of that at least their customer number or some unique identification should be there between the two different records, that is data should be unique and not null. So we can uniquely identify each tuple of a relation. So we can easily identify the two different relations, two different tuples of a relation. So relational data model imposes some restrictions on the values of the attributes and how the contents of relation be referred from the other relation. So to have such a restriction, we use as a key. So these restrictions are specified at the time of defining the database through different types of keys. To have a unique identification, to have a not null data, so we can impose some restrictions using the keys. And what are those keys? Those keys are nothing but candidate key, primary key, composite primary key and foreign key. So these are the different keys using which you can specify some constraints, some restrictions, so that no two tuples of a same relation, that is nothing but no two rows of a table will be unique. So let us discuss about these keys: candidate key, primary key, composite primary key and foreign key. So first is a candidate key. A relation can have one or more attributes that takes unique values. So any of these attributes can be used to uniquely identify the tuples in the relation. See, in a relation, that is nothing but in a table, there can be more than one attributes. Attributes are nothing but columns. So there can have a more than one columns that has a unique value. So such attributes are called as the candidate keys, as each of them are candidates for the primary key. We have already discussed about a primary key. What is the purpose of primary key? To identify a record uniquely. For example, suppose a customer record is there, customer relation, customer table is there. Then customer table will have columns, that is nothing but attributes like customer ID, customer name, customer mobile number, customer address. So this kind of information will be there in a customer relation, that is in customer table. So from this table we can identify such attributes which will have a unique value. See, a name can be duplicated, that is two customers can have a same name. Two customers may have a same address also, but two customers will not have a unique customer ID. ID of two customers will be unique, as well as mobile number will be unique. So such a attributes, such a columns will be there which can have a unique value. So such a attributes, such a columns are called as a candidate keys, as they can be set as a primary key. So in the example of student relation that we have discussed in a last lecture, it has a 5 attributes, out of which a roll number and mobile number always take the unique values. That is, student will have a same unique roll number and a unique mobile number. no two students will have a same roll number or a same mobile number, and hence these two attributes are called as a candidate keys, as they both are candidates for a primary key. Both of them can be set as a primary key, and that's why they are termed as a candidate key. Candidate keys. Second one is a primary key. We have already discussed about primary key. So out of one or more candidate keys, the attribute used to uniquely identify the tuples in a relation is called the primary key of that relation. So see, roll number and mobile number, these two are considered as a candidate keys. So out of that candidate keys, out of those all candidate keys, the key which is used to uniquely identify a tuple in a relation, that is called as a primary key of that relation. So out of this roll number and mobile number, we can set a roll number as a primary key, because in optional cases there can be also mobile number should be unique in both tables. Mobile number will be somehow same in two records. Then in that case, their condition of the unique record will get violated while using the primary key for that mobile number. So instead of that, we can set a roll number as a primary key. So out of all candidate keys, the attribute which is used to identify record uniquely, identify the tuple in relation uniquely, that is nothing but a primary key. Next one is a composite primary key. So if no single attribute in a relation is able to uniquely distinguish the tuples, then more than one attribute are taken together as a primary key. That is, if suppose no single attribute is there in a relation, no single attribute is there in a table which can uniquely distinguish the two different tuples, then we can have a collection of multiple attributes, that is more than one attribute we can set as a primary key. For example, if a student's roll number, student's birth date and mobile number, these three fields together are considered as a primary key, then they can identify a record uniquely. That is, having a student whose roll number is same, whose date of birth is same, and whose mobile number is also same, is a rare case, and that's why we can set such a primary key using three different attributes, or instead of three you can have a more than three also. That is, one or more than one attributes can be taken together as a primary key, and such a primary key consisting of more than one attribute is nothing but a composite primary key. And the last one is a foreign key. What is a foreign key? Foreign key is used to represent the relationship between two relations. In last lecture, we have also discussed about the foreign key. That is, to join the two different relations, we can use a foreign key. Foreign key is an attribute whose value is derived from the primary key of another relation. That is, if two different relations, two different tables are there, then there will be at least one common attribute between those two relations, and in one of the relation it will be a primary key. So it is derived from primary key of another relation. This means that any attribute of a relation which is used to refer contents from another relation becomes a foreign key. That is, if it refers to the primary key of the reference relation, the referencing relation is called as the foreign relation. See here an example so that you will understand this more. This is a student relation and this is a branch relation. See here, in the student relation, roll number is a primary key, and in a branch relation, branch code is a primary key. To join these two tables, to establish relationship between these two different tables, see here, within a student relation there is a branch code attribute, and here in branch code is a primary key. So when we are referencing two relations, then one of the attribute is a primary key in one relation, and there is a same attribute in a other relation, so that we can join those two relations using that attribute, that is using a branch code. So in that case, here branch code is a primary key, but in student relation we are joining student table, student relation with a branch relation. So here branch code becomes a foreign key which references this branch relation. So in this case, branch code is a foreign key in student relation, whereas it acts as a primary key in the branch relation. Student relation is called as a reference relation and branch relation is called as a foreign relation. So in this example, branch relation is a foreign relation and student relation is a reference relation. So this is all about joining two different tables using a foreign key. So today we have discussed the different keys that are used to uh, impose some restrictions on the values of attributes. That is how the two different tuples, two different rows will have a unique data. So for that different keys are used, and those keys are candidate key, primary key, composite primary key and foreign key. Candidate key is nothing but a search attributes which are candidates for a primary key which will have a unique value. Those are nothing but a candidate key. Out of all such a candidate keys, the attribute which is used to uniquely identify tuple is nothing but a primary key. And if suppose a single attribute is not able to distinguish the two tuples uniquely, then we can have a more than one attribute taken together as a primary key. Then in that case, all those attributes which are considered as a primary key, those are called as a primary composite primary key. And what is the foreign key? To establish a relationship between two different relations, a foreign key is used. Foreign key is nothing but it will be a primary key in one relation and it will be a having a same attribute in other relations, so that we can reference those two relations, join those two relations. So such a referencing relation is a foreign relation, and the relation which is referred is called as a, see here, reference relation. So student is reference relation and branch is a foreign relation. So note down all these points, note down all these keys in your notebook. Thank you.